back to a brand new video. I'm Carl here at Stacey Guitar Tuition, and today we're going to talk about 3 reasons why guitar players never improve. Let's get into it. Reason number 1, and this is something I talk about with my students all the time, is going to be approaching practice in the wrong way. So what I mean by this is less is more in a lot of the cases, alright? You've heard the saying before, quality over quantity, right? That saying is so well known, so common, you're going to hear it, you would have heard it before. And in this case, it's super true, alright? I can't stress that enough. I really cannot stress that enough, alright? What I mean specifically by that is everyone seems to have it in their mind that they have to sit down and practice for at least an hour every single time, if not more, and every single day. I'm here to say that that isn't exactly what you need to do, alright? You need to be much more understanding of your own lifestyle, the way that you live, the age that you are, the job you have, what are the commitments you have, things like this, and adapt with that and around that in order to fit it to your life, to schedule it to your life, and therefore get the most out of it. So for example, say if you're a busy person, whether it's a family guy or whatever kind of busy person, or just a really demanding kind of strict job that you have to work a lot of hours for and things like that, my recommendation to those people is, cool, you're not going to be able to, it's unrealistic to sit there for an hour every single time, over and over and over again. So let's approach this differently. Let's do 5 minutes at the start of the day, 5 minutes at the end of the day, 10 minutes at the start of the day, 10 minutes at the end of the day. Maybe you can do 5 minutes at the start, 5 minutes in the middle, 5 minutes at the end, 10 minutes at the start, 10 minutes in the middle, 10 minutes at the end. And approaching it in much more consistent kind of frequencies like this at a lower amount of time. So instead of the hour, you're doing a half an hour split across a day or something like that. And that doesn't even have to be every day, that could be every other day, as long as there's consistency there, because consistency is key. Consistency is how you get good, how you progress, how you grow. Without consistency, you're not going to get anywhere, alright? So start approaching the way that you practice a bit differently, okay? Reason number 2 why guitar players never improve, in my experience and in my opinion, is practicing the wrong things. So first point was approaching practice in the wrong way. This is practicing the wrong things when you do practice, alright? So the way I always kind of promote it to students is to, again, less is more, simplify it, dial it back, pull it back, alright? So say, for example, you've got a song to work on, you've got some theory to work on, you've got some scales to work on, alright? That could either be, if you've got a longer space of time, like a half an hour, like 45 minutes, like an hour, you can do 10, 20 minutes on scales, 10, 20 minutes on song, 10, 20 minutes on theory, and just split it up that way and sort of regiment it and repeat it that way. That way you're not overdoing something too much and you're not underdoing something too much. If you go back from the previous point of the whole smaller intervals but more frequently, that could be one thing per time. So say if you're approaching it in that way, which I'm applying this kind of video a bit more to, is if you've got 5 to 10 minutes at the start of the day, cool, let's work on a song, let's practice a song, let's not think about or waste time thinking about anything else. If you've got 5 minutes, 10 minutes in the middle of the day, cool, have a little glance at some theory, have a little read, have a little think, put it down, job done, there you go. And if you've got 5 or 10 minutes at the end of the day, awesome, let's do the scales, let's do some metronoming, let's do some backing tracks and mess about with improvisation and things like this, alright? So again, those two points obviously go together really nicely. You got to approach practice in a different way, and then when you do practice, making sure you're practicing the right things in the right way and being more strategic about it. You don't want to just go down a rabbit hole of playing songs the entire time, or scales the entire time, or theory the entire time. You want to sometimes sprinkle a little bit of this, sprinkle a little bit of that. Gives it a little bit of variation, means you don't get burnt out or bored or anything as well. That's super important and something that people forget about. And to wrap that point up, you want to make sure that when, say, you're practicing songs, you want to practice a song that you enjoy as well as a song that you don't necessarily enjoy because it's more difficult, more stressful, more to think about. So therefore you've got a bit of a balance there. When you've got a more stressful day, you want to do something a bit more relaxed. Pick up that easy song, put the music on, have a jam, have a play, have a good time. When you've got more time, you're a bit more relaxed, you've got a bit more headspace. Knuckle down on that difficult song, work on the techniques, work on the solos, work on the riffs, and see how far you can get with it, alright? this video today on why guitar players never improve is in here, alright? I see this all the time with students and with people that I've worked with over the years. Always, 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 one of the biggest things for people is a mental block. Whether that's just a mental block on confidence, putting yourself down, doubting your ability, not trusting your intuition and your instincts as much as you probably should or could. Things like this, just generally not letting yourself progress because you're critiquing yourself, but you're critiquing yourself a little bit too much. That's a very, very common thing. We're all guilty of that in daily life, right? We all critique ourselves in daily life and always want to do better and be better and do more and all of this sort of stuff, and that trickles over into playing an instrument and learning an instrument as well, right? It's how the human mind is trained at the end of the day. It's psychology, it's how it all works. But one of the biggest parts that I play in the role of teaching the students that I work with is sometimes it's actually less about the technique and the guitar playing itself and more about making sure the person's calm and relaxed and creating a good practice environment for them and having a little bit of a general chit chat about their day to make them feel good and comfortable. And then once you get to that point and something relaxes, you're going to play better, you're going to think less, you're going to perform better, you're going to be able to think on the spot better, you've got more mental space, more mental capacity, things like this. And that's really a point that's worth noting and making a point of, because a lot of people fall into these traps and things like that as well, if you know what I'm saying. Alright, so thank you very much for watching and listening today. I really hope that some of these points might give you something to think about and something to work on and work towards, and therefore you can grow and get better. Plenty more videos like this for education, guitar lessons, things like that on my channel. Definitely feel free to check those out. Drop a like, drop a comment, let's have a chat below. What are you struggling with your guitar practice right now? If there's anything I can do to help, I can and I will. And there's plenty of links to check out below as well for my music and guitar lessons and things like that. So yeah, thank you very much once again, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace!